So, honorable members, I acknowledge the receipt of report on Auditor General on receiver of revenue. I also acknowledge the receipt of report on Auditor General on receiver of revenue statement for the year ended 30th June 2023, County Government of Nandi. I also acknowledge the receipt of the Auditor General's report on the County Assembly of Nandi for the year ended 30th June 2024. Next order.
Order number 6, notice of motion.
Yes, Honorable Kagoni.
Honorable Speaker, I wish to give a notice of motion. Honorable Speaker, I wish to give a notice of motion for the Auditor General report on the County Assembly of Nandi for the year ending 30th June 2024. Notice of motion for the AOG report on the receiver of revenue and revenue of statements for the year ending 30th June 2023, and the OAG report on the receiver of revenue of statements for the year ending 30th June 2022 for the County Government of Nandi. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay. Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
There are quite a number of statements that had been scheduled to be responded to today. Maybe the clerk, we can. Okay, chairs who are to respond to various statements. I remember there was a statement that had been.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Yes, I'm one of the chairs who is supposed to respond to the statement by the member from Dalat, and I can confirm that in the afternoon session, the business committee, the House Business Committee didn't manage to slot in, but it was responded. It's within the premises of this House, and I believe I'll respond fully in the afternoon. That's my plea.
Okay. The chair for administration or a member of that committee, there was a statement again that was to be responded to by the chair for the committee on administration and e-government. All right, then we can, yes, Honorable Bet.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I also rise to seek a response on a statement that the Speaker ruled on Wednesday last week that be responded today on the issue of ECD teachers and to be particular Mogobichi ECD teachers, where 2 teachers were deceased and they have not been replaced, and a number of them across the county. And Mr. Speaker, you remember it was a ruling that it should not in any way go beyond today. And I thank God that today you are seated in that seat. I hope I will not be taken in cycles the way you've been always taken in cycles on matters which are very serious. Please, your indulgence today is required more than any other time, Mr. Speaker. Kindly, thank you.
Okay, yeah, Honorable Bet, you don't need to belabor on that. We have the Vice Chair for Education. Do you have any comment regarding that? Is the
thank you.
statement within the precincts of this House or? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On that note, as Committee of Education, we haven't received those response from the Department on Education. When we made a phone call, they said that they were deliberating on that issue at large because there were so many issues. You saw yesterday the strikes of ECT teachers and the governor and the CCM in charge of education and CEO. They were having talks with some quarters of the teachers. So
Point of order, Mr.
let us
Speaker.
await for full report on that note. Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Speaker.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker, you can realize the kind of casual treatment the Vice Chair is giving to this very serious issue. That he's making a phone call. This is a house of record, and any transaction in between the executive and the representative of the people, and for this case, the committee, should be written correspondence. And you gave direction for a week. And they are telling us they are making a phone call. A phone call, Mr. Speaker, on a matter that touches on lives of our generation. Could you, Mr. Speaker, give a direction? This is a joke of the year.
Okay, Honorable Bate. Let me make a ruling on the same.
Before, sir, as a member of this committee.
Yes, Honorable.
Honorable Speaker, thank you so much. As a member of this committee, the Honorable Committee, through the chair, made the request to the department to respond to the statement. And the Vice Chair has made it clear that we are still awaiting for their response. We as the committee cannot sit down and generate a response by ourselves. So if the delay is on the department, it means we can now move further as a committee and get other necessary measures to ensure that the same is responded to the committee. If not, then we summon the CC
Yes.
and the CEO to this
Your point
particular
is
house.
home. Now let me make a ruling on this so that we move forward. That all the,
Point of information, Honorable Speaker, before you give a ruling.
what is it, Majani?
Honorable Speaker, I know you are alive to the fact that yesterday we had some ECD teachers around lamenting on the same issues. And I think they even have a petition in this house. So the onus is on this house. The onus in this house. All the other procedural issues that we're facing, the onus still, the buck stops with us. That's why the ECT teachers brought petition in this house, because they elected us or brought us in this house to represent them, the people of Nandi. So, Honorable Speaker, as you're making a decision, be alive to the fact that a petition is already in this house from the ECD teachers. We have yesterday a demonstration that was in this house, even outside our precincts, so that we have to get at least answers that we can present to the public instead of saying procedural issues. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
On top of that, Honorable Speaker, on top of Honorable Kagoni's
Yes.
wonderful submission, we are on process of budget making process. The time we will conclude that there is nothing going on matters ECD is when we will be on the budget making process. At that level, that is the level that we can say now that there is nothing that we are doing concerning the ECD teachers. And
Point
this
of
is
order,
the house. And this is
point
the
of
house
order,
that will
Mr.
pass
Speaker.
the supplementary.
Point
Yes.
of order,
The budget.
point of order, Mr. Speaker, on accuracy of facts, Mr. Speaker. The issues at hand that we are discussing here and we've been asking was not about budget. And the honorable members should not take us like we don't understand the budget cycle. Remember, on these particular issues, these are people who deceased and there was a forfeit for employment. This is not a new recruitment. So let us not bring in the issue of new budget, whereas we had a budget and money meant for that, for replacing of deceased teachers. How can the issue of new budget come in on an issue that was in an existing budget, Mr. Speaker?
Honorable Bate.
I mean, Mr. Speaker, let us treat this matter with the urgency that it deserves. And not that let us not sugarcoat and try to bring issues that are not necessary in this conversation, Mr. Speaker, for purposes of speaking.
Yes. Before I make the ruling, and as explained by Honorable Bate, Honorable Ezra, you are out of order because you anticipated, because the matters that the statement was seeking was not taking into consideration the matters of the budget, which is ahead of us. So maybe, so that I make the final...
Honorable Speaker, you have ruled me out of order on one particular case, but the issue that Honorable Gagoni was talking about was on the petition tabled in this assembly. It's not only on the replacement of teachers who exit service through natural atrocities. We have the advertisement of new teachers, the issue of scheme of service. So it was not based on a particular case. It was a bigger.
Honorable,
they are not demonstrating
Honorable
not because
Honorable
of that.
Rotich.
They are demonstrating because of the bigger issues that are there.
Yes,
So
Honorable
it's a bigger
Rotich.
issue. They were not demonstrating because of the others.
Take your seat, Honorable Rotich. The matter here is we expect a statement. The statement to be responded to. It is not a question of us or the honorable members explaining to each other what the matter could be. Honorable Chair, so that I make a ruling. Chair Education.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity so that I can add my force for the, make some true clarification on the issue that the floor of the House. First of all, Honorable Speaker, for the issue of the, we know when we came to this Honorable House, we had the task force report.
Mr. Honorable Chair, Honorable, take your seat, Honorable Chair. The question here is, do you have a statement? Is the statement ready? Are you ready to respond to the statement?
Mr. Speaker, I wish you could given me time so that I clarify what, what I was saying.
The question is, Chair for Education, is that you are supposed to bring a statement today to respond to the statement by Honorable Bate on the matter of ECD teachers.
Honorable Speaker,
is the statement there?
Honorable Speaker, I have not neglected to respond to what Honorable Bate had said, but I have said that, let me then begin with what Honorable Bate had requested. I'll respond today in the afternoon. The statement will be in this floor of the House concerning the issue of the what Honorable Bate had said earlier. But not that said and that, Honorable Speaker, I was on the issue of the ECD teachers. You know, Honorable Speaker, we had the task force report.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Under which standing order, Honorable
Under
Kerich?
standing order number 90 on accuracy of facts.
Yes.
Honorable Speaker. I've heard the Honorable Chair talking about responding to the statement sought by Honorable Bate in the afternoon. And before the Honorable Chair came in, Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Member who is a member of the committee, the Honorable Rotich, had indicated that they have not received any communication from the department. So can the Chair substantiate or the committee substantiate to this House which is the correct position?
Honorable Speaker.
What is the correct position, Chair?
Honorable Speaker, me and my Vice Chair, we are the members, we serve in the Committee of Education. We have not said that we are not going to respond. The day has just begun in the morning. Until in the afternoon, when we will complete the sitting, we have not said that we are not going to respond. We still have until in the afternoon. If we are not going to respond, it is then that we'll clarify that we've failed as a
Honorable
department.
Chair, point
But
of
I have
order.
said that
Point
in the
of order,
afternoon we are going to
Honorable Chair.
respond. And Honorable Speaker,
Honorable
why is it that
Speaker.
Honorable Matata is interfering, yet
I'm
the
not
response
interfering.
was sought by Honorable Bet?
I'm asking the correct status of the report because, Honorable Chair, before you came in,
No,
there
no.
was an earlier statement that had been
But
given
Honorable
by...
Speaker, I don't want you to allow Honorable Matata to proceed.
Point of information, Mr. Speaker.
I think
I was
let-
responding to
let-
the question that was sought by Honorable Bet. And I've asked this Honorable House that we are going to respond to with that statement today in the afternoon concerning the issue of the ECD teachers.
That
Mr.
is-
Speaker, where
That
is...
is well said. That is well said.
Point of
Let me
information,
make
Mr.
my
Speaker.
ruling now
Before
so
you-
that we move
Before you
forward.
make the ruling, Mr. Speaker, I was on the issue of the task force report, Mr. Speaker.
Okay,
The
briefly,
final
briefly.
task force report is going to be implemented as per the task force report concerning the issue of the increment of the salary for the ECD teachers for the financial year 2026-2027.
Honorable members, let's hear the chairman in silence, please.
Okay, thank you for that, honorable members. There is a quote that Nelson Mandela once says, Honorable Speaker, that successful people always have two things, Honorable Speaker. Successful people always have two things, Honorable Speaker, on their lips. On their lips, Honorable Speaker. One is silence, and the other one is smile. Honorable Speaker, silence, smiles is to solve problems, Honorable Speaker, and silence is to avoid problems, Honorable Speaker. So we choose to remain silent as a committee, but we work on the duty that we are
Point of
given
order,
as
Honorable
we
Speaker.
mandate,
Point of order,
Honorable
Mr.
Speaker.
Speaker.
Okay, Chair. I think the chair has taken.
Point
The
of order.
chair has taken his seat, so there is no point of order, Mr. So let me make a ruling on
Before
the
you
same.
make a ruling, Mr. Speaker,
What is it, Bates?
Mr. Speaker,
I think the statement is going to be
I'm the one
responded to
carrying the
this
burden, Mr.
afternoon.
Speaker. Allow me pass a message to this House. One, I have a point of information to the House. The Honorable Chair of Education is questioning Honorable Matata as to why he's speaking on a matter that I personally asked. This is a statement that was sought in this House. It is a property of the House. It is not for Honorable Bet. Two, Mr. Speaker, I'm very much worried before you make a decision. Today is a Wednesday. A Wednesday has been a day that a number of people, or chairmen, or chairs of some committees, by design or omission, they would disappear in this House.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Mr. Speaker,
Bates, you are
A good
out
percentage of us
order.
here, Honorable Speaker, are chairs. Is he painting, is among the
He's-
chairs? Is he trying to
Just-
paint the bad image in this House, Honorable
Mr.
Speaker?
Speaker, I'm an
The honorable member here should withdraw.
Ezra, let me make a
I have
communication.
sufficient reasons as to why I'm asking this. This is a matter that has been lying in this House for the last 4 months. With the same language, same response. Look here, Mr. Speaker. Vice Chair was speaking and he was saying there was a phone call.
Bates,
A member of
Bates,
committee by the
Bates.
name Ezra was talking about budget. The Chair of Education is talking about silence and wisdom and whatever.
Honorable Bates,
Point
so
of-
that we move forward. This is a house of rules. Any chair who by design, omission, or whatever, as you've implied, Honorable Bates, if a chair, there are sanctions to errant chairs. So let us cross the bridge when we get there.
Order,
So,
Mr. Speaker.
so let me make a ruling
Point of
on
order,
this
Mr.
matter.
Speaker.
I think I
Mr.
was giving we agreed as a house, I was
Mr.
giving
Speaker.
the chair, then I make a ruling.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker, before we make the ruling.
Which point of order, Honorable Tarbey?
Pass one to standing order number 1 and number 9, Mr. Speaker. Number 9, Mr. Speaker, is
Number one, what?
where the Speaker uses his powers, Mr. Speaker.
Now, I mean, and you are rising on point of order number one?
To beg Mr. Speaker to utilize Mr. Speaker, because, Mr. Speaker, as you have said, this is House of Record. The Honorable Chair for Education has been heard saying clearly that silence is a weapon, Mr. Speaker, to be used. Mr. Speaker, I am on record in this House that last week, part 1, I requested the Committee on Education
to address the matter of ECT teachers, Mr. Speaker, before it goes out of hand. And it is on record, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we just laid low. Up to now, Mr. Speaker, our teachers are demonstrating. And Mr. Speaker, they are raising genuine concern. But Mr. Speaker, when you hear a whole chair saying that silence is a tool, Mr.
Point
Speaker,
of order,
how can we be silent on teachers who are
Mr.
demonstrating?
Speaker, point of order, Honorable
You
Speaker.
are, you are
that's
out
why
of
Mr.
order.
Mr. Speaker,
He's on
I want to
point of
complete,
order.
Mr. Speaker.
He's on point of order.
Mr.
So,
Speaker.
so remain cool.
Mr. Speaker, the ECT teachers out
Honorable
there
Chair.
might assume that we are sealing our ears on their cries. Mr. Speaker, that statement of silence should be expunged in the history of this House. We are here to speak on behalf of the ECT teachers, Mr. Speaker. If they were given opportunity, they'll come here and raise their issues. And because they cannot come, Mr. Speaker, we cannot pick that statement from the chair that we are silent on them, Mr. Speaker. That statement should be withdrawn and apology made to the ECT teachers in this county, Mr. Speaker.
Now, I think the honorable members, you've had sufficient time to make your input on the same. Now, I rule that all the statements that had been scheduled to be tabled today, they have to be tabled today at 2:30. Any other statement that had been scheduled, please, as the chairman for education has said, he's going to table his statement, the statement from the Department of Education this afternoon, similarly to the others that had been scheduled for response this afternoon. I rule so. Next order.
Order number 8, motion.
Honorable Matata.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Speaker, sorry. Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the County Public Investment Committee, and pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 188A, it is my pleasant privilege and honor to present before this House the report of the County Public Investment and Accounts Committee on the consideration of the Auditor's General Report on the Kapsabet County Referral Hospital.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
What is it?
Just a soft point of order. It's not that,
Which point of order are you raising on?
on availability of the documents for us to go through, because I'm trying to check on my gadgets just for purposes to be on the same page with the chair pick for me to be able to respond keenly
okay.
on some of these issues here.
Okay, let's. Okay, the document is in the website, but we are trying, or rather the clerk is availing it on your WhatsApps so that you can access it. So, Chair, yes, you can continue in the meantime, because I know it is a voluminous
Thank you, Honorable
report.
Speaker, for that indulgence. So, the report on the Auditor's General Report on Kapsabet County Referral Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2025. The first, Honorable Speaker, you will allow me to under your indulgence, to charm the committee's mandate. Let me just go directly to the acknowledgement. The committee wishes to thank the office of the Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the members are
Order,
making
order,
noise, so I would
order,
like to
order.
send the report.
Order, honorable members. Can we consult in low tones, please?
Honorable Speaker, the committee wishes to thank the office of the Speaker and the clerk of the County Assembly for the support the two officers have always extended to the committee. It is through this support that the committee has been able to effectively fulfill its legal mandate. The committee is largely indebted to the Office of the Auditor General, Eldoret Office, the accounting officers of the relevant department of the county executive, and the County Assembly for their cooperation and all stakeholders who participated and gave input towards the development of this report. More so, the committee extends its gratitude to the officers of the County Assembly for the support they accorded to the committee during the report. Honorable Speaker, we have the guiding principles, which is the Constitution of Kenya 2010, the Public Finance Management Act 2012, we have the Public Audit Act 2015. Honorable Speaker, you will also indulge me to skip the Auditor's General responsibilities and the committee proceedings. Honorable Speaker, this report, Honorable Speaker, the body of this report has been divided into 3 categories, which is analysis of the financial statement for the Kapsabet County Referral Hospital. The second part is the report on the lawfulness and effectiveness in the use of the public resources. And the third part is the report on an effectiveness of internal controls, risk management, and governance, Honorable Speaker. On the Honorable Speaker, you will also indulge me that I will skip some sections because yesterday I moved a motion on the Mosoriot Sub-County Hospital, Honorable Speaker, and doing some comparative analysis. Most of the issues are actually repeating itself. So I will just pick issues that are not repeating. Honorable Speaker, on the first part, we have unsupported rendering of medical service income. The auditor noted that the statement of financial performance, as disclosed in the financial statement, reflected income from rendering medical services of Kenya shillings 311,732,823, which further included Kenya shillings 172,373,492 and 57,463,173 in relation to other medical services income and outstanding social health authority claims respectively, all totaling to Kenya shillings 229,836,665, which was not supported by detailed schedules of the amount claimed and disbursement to the hospital. In the circumstance, the accuracy and completeness of rendering of services income of Kenya shillings 311,732,823 could not be confirmed. Management response. The chief officer submitted that during the time of audit, scheduled income of 172,373,492 from medical service and an amount of 57,463,173 from share claims was submitted. He submitted the documents for verification and advice. Committee observation. The committee noted that the schedule for claims received from SHA and NHIF did not meet the criteria set under Regulation 104 of the PFM Act, Regulation 2015, which provides that all receipts and payments forfeiture of public money shall be properly supported with pre-numbered receipts, and that payment forfeitures shall be supported by the appropriate authority and documentation. At the time of audit, these amounts were not supported by detailed schedules and relevant documentations to substantiate the figures reported, including breakdowns of amount billed, collected, and outstanding per facility. Although management indicated that the schedules were subsequently submitted, the lack of the supporting documentation during the audit process limited the ability to verify the accuracy, completeness, and validity of the report income. Committee recommendation. The accounting officer of the department should adhere to the PFM regulations by ensuring that proper and accurate records of income received by the hospital are kept and the necessary supporting documents are availed to the auditors at the time of audit. The second recommendation is that the management should maintain comprehensive and detailed schedules for all medical service income, including breakdown of income per facility, amount billed, collected, and outstanding, and reconciliations between the reported income and supporting records. The third recommendation is that the management should strengthen documentation and record keeping system to ensure all transactions are adequately supported and easily traceable. The second issue there, Honorable Speaker, is the revenue from rent facilities. Honorable Speaker, audit report indicated that the statement of financial performance reflected a nil balance on revenue from rent of facilities. However, the hospital owns staff quarters that have been rented out to undisclosed number of staff. Similarly, the hospital owns a canteen occupied by persons whose identities were not disclosed. The terms of tenancy for the rented facilities were not provided for audit review. In addition, there was no contractual agreement between the hospital and the tenants. Further, the hospital did not have housing policy to guide house allocation, lease agreement, invoices, and rental payment receipt for the rental houses were not provided for audit review. In the circumstance, accuracy of rent income from facilities could not be confirmed. Management response. The chief officer submitted that the hospital residential housing is categorized into junior staff housing consisting of 16 units and rented at an amount of 1,500 per month, and senior staff housing consisting of 18 units and rented at 3,000 shillings per month. He further submitted that the house rental payment are processed through a check-off system under house rent as provided in Code of Regulations. He stated that the canteen's lease expired and the renewal process completely and currently regularized. He submitted sample pay slip and a list of house allocation and current tenancy agreement for hotel, canteen, and M-Pesa shop. Committee observation. The committee observation noted that the management failed to provide the documents to the auditor, contrary to Regulation 63(6) of the PFM Act, County Government Regulation 2015, which provides that an accounting officer or receiver or collector of revenue shall ensure adequate books are kept relating to revenue collection and management. The committee also noted that there was no clarity as to which department is responsible for managing the rental units, since rent was paid through the check-off system. The committee observed that the hospital lacks an asset management. Further, the draft was submitted not include housing with scope of assets controlled by KCRH. Committee recommendation. The chief officer should liaise with the relevant county department for transfer of management of the rental units and update the committee and the Auditor General within 30 days of adoption of this report. Secondly, the management should formalize all tenancy arrangement through written agreement for staff housing and other commercial outlets. Third, the chief officer should maintain comprehensive and up-to-date records containing tenant registers with full identification details, lease agreement and contracts, rental invoices and receipts, monthly rental schedules and reconciliation. Fourth, the chief officer should submit statement of income received from the hotel and the canteen from June 2025 to February 2026 to the committee within 14 days of adoption of this report. Finally, the CEC should expedite approval of the asset management policy and submit an approved copy to the committee within 30 days of approval of this report. Honorable Speaker, I will also go directly to the fifth issue, which was not captured in the previous report, the long outstanding trade and other payables. The statement of financial position as disclosed in the financial statement, reflected trade and other payables of 71,858,134. However, the creditors ledger and aging analysis was not provided. Thus, it was not possible to ascertain the duration the liabilities had been outstanding. Further, management did not demonstrate measures put in place to ensure bills were paid on time to avoid further accumulation. Further, a review of documents provided revealed that they are payable amounting to 3,139,562 relating to the previous financial year was still outstanding and were not captured in the budget and did not form the first charge. Failure to settle bills during the year to which they relate adversely affect the implementation of the subsequent year's budget programs to which they have not been charged. Delay in settling bills may attract legal cases, interest in case of disputes, and affect the following year's budget. In the circumstances, the ability of the hospital to settle the outstanding trade and other payable balances of 71,858,134 could not be confirmed. Management response. The chief officer providing the aging analysis of Kenya shillings 71,858,134 and submitted that the long outstanding payables of 3,139,562 were cleared in the first quarter of 2025-2026, and that the delay in honoring bills was as a result of delayed disbursement of claims from the SHA. Committee recommendation. There was lack of evidence and supporting documents as creditors, ledger, and aging analysis were not provided at audit exercise, preventing verification of timing and composition of Kenya shillings 71,858,134 balance. The accounting officer did not comply with Section 139 of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act, which requires procuring entities to, upon receipt of an invoice or fee note, make payment on first paid basis as stated by the chief officer that 3,139,562 long outstanding payables were cleared in the first quarter of financial year 25-26. These were unpaid at year end and were not budgeted or charged at first charge. Notwithstanding the explanation, delays in settling obligations when failed due may lead to accumulation of pending bills, exposure to legal additional costs as such, interest and penalties may negatively impact the implementation of the subsequent budget. Honorable Speaker, the sixth item there is unsupported receivable from the exchequer transaction. The statement of financial position and as disclosed in note 29 of the financial statement reflected receivable from exchequer transaction of 57,463,173, which in turn related to health transfer from the county government in respect to Health Insurance and Social Health Authority refund claims. However, the supporting schedules indicated the name of the debtor, services offered, invoice number, amount claimed, amount paid, outstanding balances, and monthly reconciliations were not provided for audit. In addition, the contract agreement between the hospital and the National Hospital Insurance Fund indicating the terms and conditions of operations were not provided for audit. Further, there was no evidence to indicate the proper mechanism had been put in place to recover these long overdue debts. In the circumstances, the existing accuracy and completeness of the receivable from the exchequer transaction balance of 57,463,173 could not be confirmed. Management response. The management acknowledged the receivable in note 29 and submitted that the receivable relate to claims from NHIF and SHA as the close of the financial year. The chief officer stated that the management is in the process of identifying a suitable system that can help in tracking claims as per specific invoices. He further submitted copies of contract agreement for SHA and NHIF, and that the management had several correspondence within SHA through the Council of Governors. Committee observation. The committee noted that the audit query on provision of contract agreement between Kapsabet County Referral Hospital and NHIF and SHA had been addressed. However, the entity did not submit a plan for measures to be taken to recover the long outstanding debt. Additionally, the management did not carry out monthly reconciliation accuracy purposes. These gaps may undermine effectiveness, receivables management, and may lead to accumulation of unsupported and potentially irrecoverable balances. Committee recommendation. The hospital should prepare and maintain a clear up-to-date detailed receivable schedules indicating debtor details, services rendered, invoice numbers, amount claimed, payment received, and outstanding balances to support reported figures. 2, undertake monthly reconciliation between hospital records and SHA statements to enhance accuracy and detect discrepancies. 3, enhance stakeholder engagement by constantly engaging with SHA, including formal follow-ups and reconciliation to expedite verification and settlement of pending bills. Honorable Speaker, on the second item of the report on unlawfulness, there was the first thing there is irregular waivers and exemptions. The statement of financial performance, as disclosed in Note 25 to the financial statements, reflect negative of Kenya shillings 8,971,173 in respect to waivers and exemptions. However, management did not provide for review written authority to the officers to grant waivers and exemptions from the accounting officer or the receiver of revenue. This was contrary to Regulation 64.3 of the Public Finance Management Act, Regulation 2015, which provides that the accounting officer or receiver of revenue or collector of revenue shall include in all the report under paragraph 1 the following details in respect to each waiver or variation. A, the full name of each person benefiting from the waiver or variation. B, the amount of tax, fee, or charge affected by the waiver or variation. C, the year to which the waiver or variation relates. And D, the reason for the waiver or variation. In addition, there was no assessment report indicating the patient's inability to pay for the services rendered or quarterly report submitted to the county treasury and the auditor general. Further, the amount waived was unsupported by invoices, amount per patient. Waiver policy detailing criteria and guidelines on how the waiver was executed, minutes of the waiver committee, and approval by the accounting officer. In the circumstances, management was in breach of law. Management response: the chief officer submitted that reported amount was attributed to patients who could not afford to pay services and were not covered by SHA. As a result, they required waivers from the hospital waiver committee. The waiver forms were available during the audit. Summary sheets were prepared, but all the minutes are available at the hospital. He also submitted a letter by the medical superintendent of appointment of waiver committee. Committee observation. The committee noted that although the management indicated that the waivers were granted to indigent patients and that waiver forms, summary sheets, committee minutes, and appointment letter exist, these documents were either not provided for audit review or were incomplete to support the reported figures. The lack of proper documentation, approval, and reporting indicates weak internal control over revenue management and non-compliance with statutory requirements. Committee recommendation. Committee recommends that the management to develop and implement a waiver policy outlining eligibility criteria, approval procedure, documentation requirements, and limits to guide consistent and transparent decision making. The CEC should supply the policy to the County Assembly within 30 days of approval of this report. 2, ensure the waiver committee is properly constituted, operate within defined terms of reference, and maintain detailed minutes documenting deliberation and decisions. 3, ensure proper authorization of waivers, be ensuring that all waivers and exemptions are formally approved by the accounting officer or authorized officers, with documented evidence retained for audit purpose, and that waivers are granted only in genuine cases and are subject to independent review to prevent abuse and revenue leakage. 4, maintain accurate supporting documents, include patient invoices, assessment reports confirming inability to pay, approve waiver forms, and detailed schedules. 5, maintain a centralized register of all waivers for purpose of record keeping and reporting system capturing beneficiary details, amount, reasons, approvals, dates, to enhance accountability and audit trail. Finally, enhance compliance with legal requirement through preparation and submission quarterly reports on waivers and exemptions to county treasury, the relevant county assembly committee, and the auditor general required by the regulations. Honorable Speaker, I will request your indulgence and just move direct to the conclusion, because this report is comprehensive. Honorable Speaker, this committee review of the Auditor General report on the Kapsabet County Referral Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2025 revealed significant weaknesses in financial management, internal controls, governance and policy structure, compliance with applicable laws and regulations. A recurring concern across the audit findings was the lack of adequate supporting documentation to substantiate financial transactions and balances, which undermine the credibility and reliability of the financial statement. The committee further noted gaps in key operational areas, including revenue management, asset management, procurement processes, risk management, ICT governance, and compliance with statutory policy requirements. These weaknesses expose the hospital to risks such as financial loss, inefficiencies in service delivery, non-compliance with governing legal framework. Notwithstanding these concerns, the committee acknowledged management efforts and commitment to address the identified shortcomings, including ongoing initiatives to develop policies, strengthen systems, and enhance staffing levels. However, these measures must be expedited, formalized, and fully implemented to achieve the desired improvement. In view of the foregoing, the committee emphasizes the need for strict adherence to public finance management laws, strengthening of internal controls, and timely provision of accurate and complete information for audit purpose. If the recommendations outlined in the report are effectively implemented, the hospital is likely to significantly improve its financial management practices and achieve an unqualified audit opinion in subsequent financial years. The committee therefore urges the hospital management to ensure full implementation of all recommendations within the specific timelines and to enhance accountability, transparency, and efficient in management of public resources. Honorable Speaker, I therefore wish to confirm that the recommendation of the committee in this report was unanimous. I therefore request on behalf of the County Assembly Committee on County Public that this Honorable House adopts this report. Honorable Speaker, I now call upon the Vice Chair to second the report. Honorable Esther Misu.
Okay. Now, that the report of Public Investment Committee on consideration of the Auditor General's report on Kapsabet County Referral Hospital as at 30th June 2025 laid on the table of the House on 10th June 2026 be now debated. Honorable Tarbey.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity that I may give my input for the report as read by the chairman, the Honorable for Kapsabet Town, Honorable Matata. And before I give my input, Mr. Speaker, you can allow me 1 minute to convey my heartfelt condolences to the family of our senior-most politician in Nandi County, that is the former MB for Tinret, Honorable Henry Koskei, Mr. Speaker, and the family for the loss of their matriarch, Mama Sipora Koskei. This is a matter to the former MB for Mgwen, Alex Koskei and Alan Koskei and other family members, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, with such a high-profile leader, I think it will be in order for us to give our condolences to the senior-most politician, Mr. Speaker. He's a mentor to many of us. The husband is a mentor to many of us. That's why we are in politics, Mr. Speaker. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, when the chairman was reading through the report, Mr. Speaker, I'm kind of a disturbed person, Mr. Speaker. And I'm wondering what, if we adopt this report, Mr. Speaker, what will happen to this report, Mr. Speaker? Because from my point of view, Mr. Speaker, this is a damning report, Mr. Speaker. Remember, we are talking about our county referral hospital, Mr. Speaker. The only hospital which treats our people. And Mr. Speaker, going from the recommendation, I don't know whether it's the wordings that has been used or it's the report itself, Mr. Speaker. If the report is the way it is, Mr. Speaker, then even with this honorable House, Mr. Speaker, we should not be having a committee on health, Mr. Speaker, in the first place. Because this is a damning report, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if you go through the report, it paints a county referral hospital without any structured system, Mr. Speaker. From the time the patient enters the hospital, it's unstructured. You cannot account to any revenues being collected from the hospital. That is as per the report, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm worried even that even the report, if you go to the conclusion of the report, which the chairman has read, Mr. Speaker, that the committee reviews on the Auditor General's report of Kapsabet County Referral Hospital for the year ended 30th June reveals as significant. Unless, Mr. Speaker, some of us never went to Kapsabet Boys, but even the schools we went, when something is significant, Mr. Speaker, it warrants for an immediate attention. So if we say the hospital lacks significant management internal controls in terms of compliance, Mr. Speaker, and some of the areas which the chairman has highlighted is even lack of compliance with data protection, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, remember some times back, Mr. Speaker, we were told of a child which was born, it went missing mysteriously. So if the hospital does not have data protection.
Point of order,
system,
Mr. Speaker.
What is it under which standing order, Mr.?
That's 6, Mr. Speaker. That's 6. There's no quorum to transact business, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, clerk, can you confirm?
Honorable Speaker, the quorum is insufficient.
So I direct that the quorum bell be rung for 8 minutes. Honorable Salma, Honorable Salma, in absence of the minority and the majority whip, can you help whip members in? And Honorable Matata also.
Honorable Speaker, the quorum is now sufficient.
Honorable Tarbay, you can now wind up.
Mr. Speaker, I had hardly contributed for 1 minute, Mr. Speaker, because I hope you'll allow me time, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank God that the EPO chairman for health has come, Mr. Speaker, when we are deliberating on a report, Mr. Speaker. And I was saying, Mr. Speaker, if the contents contained in report is the true picture of our country referral hospital, Mr. Speaker, maybe the chairman for health should resign, Mr. Speaker, because this report, Mr. Speaker, is a damning report. If we say, Mr. Speaker, if I will indulge maybe through Mr. Speaker, the chairman for health in the last page of the conclusion, Mr. Speaker, because in the middle of the report, the chairman has pictured an hospital which said we have unsupported rendering of medical services income, irregular waivers and extensions, failure to maintain revenue cash book, Mr. Speaker, in an hospital, Mr. Speaker, non-compliance with data protection. So that's why we are saying even our patients, we are not guaranteed, Mr. Speaker, because we have, if there is anywhere where confidentiality should be maintained, Mr. Speaker, is an hospital. But if the report is keeping a picture where an hospital doesn't have those measures, Mr. Speaker, that's why I'm saying I am confused whether it's whether the contents of the report are true, Mr. Speaker. But if indeed the contents of this report, Mr. Speaker, are true, this would be the worst. I don't know how I'd call it, Mr. Speaker, because it's giving a picture that we don't have a county referral in Nandi, Mr. Speaker. And if I may read, maybe, Mr. Speaker, so that I don't take long, that the committee review on the Auditor General's report of the Kapsabet County Referral Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2025 revealed a significant, Mr. Speaker, and I said significant means major, Mr. Speaker, weakness in financial management, internal controls, governance, policy structures, compliance with applicable laws and regulations. A recurring concern across the audit findings was the lack of adequate supporting documents of substantial financial transactions and balances, which undermines credibility. Mr. Speaker, I don't know whether we are making even any revenue, Mr. Speaker, because if the President has assisted us to move from share, Mr. Speaker, so if we don't have regulations as pictured by the report, Mr. Speaker, how do we say, Mr. Speaker, we are supporting the President in terms of the share agenda, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, it goes further to say the committee further notes gaps in key operational areas, including revenue management, asset management, procurement process, risk management, ICT governance, compliance with statutory and policy requirements. So, Mr. Speaker, this is a report that's painting, remember this, the main facility, Mr. Speaker, of our county. And that's why I was saying, I don't know whether we should adopt this report. And if we have to adopt, Mr. Speaker, it means it doesn't end with the recommendation of from the committee that we expire. I was seeing the recommendation that after even painting the significant errors and irregularities in our county hospital, the committee are lenient that the management maybe should expedite. How do you expedite, Mr. Speaker, lack of data protection in our hospital, where we don't protect our patients, we don't have any structure in place? It means, Mr. Speaker, if we have to adopt these reports, someone should go home, Mr. Speaker, because it depicts a picture of a failed medical system in Nandi, Mr. Speaker. So I'm confused whether we should adopt this report or we should send it back. Maybe the members and the chairman has told us that the report was adopted unanimously. Mr. Speaker, with these errors, with this picture, Mr. Speaker, as soon as we adopt this report, EACC and even Aden Duale should come and look at this facility, Mr. Speaker. If this is the true picture of our hospital, Mr. Speaker, as outlined in this report, Mr. Speaker, then maybe we should go home as an assembly, Mr. Speaker, but the Committee on Health should be leading, Mr. Speaker, because we cannot have such a facility in Nandi, Mr. Speaker, if we are to go by this report. Mr. Speaker, I'm disappointed, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. The debate is still on. If there is silence, then I'll give the chairman to give a right of reply.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to state that having given the recommendations, the committee given the recommendations on what should be done in making sure that we have the hospital be in compliance with all the regulations and the relevant laws. I think we've given that some of the aspects, some of the gaps that we've raised as a committee, having scrutinized the report by the Auditor General. With the adoption of this report, Honorable Speaker, I want to call upon the Committee on Implementation and the Sectoral Committee of Health to make sure that now that the gaps have been identified, let them make the follow-ups, and the timelines that have been indicated in this report, they should comply with the timelines and make sure that they fix. Because, Honorable Speaker, during our interrogations, the department suggested that previously, due to the staffing problem that they experience. Most of these gaps happened during that time, but they assured the committee that now that because the service board had done some recruitment, they assured the committee that in the subsequent audit, most of the issues that have been raised in this audit report will not recur in the subsequent audit. And I'm sure that with the help of the sectoral committee and the committee of implementation, most of these gaps come the next audit will not recur, Honorable Speaker. Otherwise, I call upon, and I want to disagree with Honorable Tarbey that this report should not be adopted. The report should be adopted so that the recommendation to be implemented, Honorable Speaker. So I wish to say, let us, as an house, let us adopt this report and make sure that all the recommendations that are in this report are followed up for it so that we enhance the service delivery to our people, the residents of Nandi County. Otherwise, Honorable Speaker, I wish to say
order,
that we adopt the report. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
What is your, well, the chair has taken, the mover has taken the seat. So, honorable members, I now put the question that this House adopts the report of Public Investment Committee on consideration of the Auditor General's report on Kapsabet County Referral Hospital as at 30th June 2025, laid on the table of this House on 10th June 2026. Will those of similar opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will those of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, adjournment.
Honorable members, there being no other prayer on order paper, the House stands adjourned until 2:30 p.m. this afternoon.